If you're thinking of studying abroad in 2026 or working abroad anywhere in the world, well, then there are these two countries that you need to avoid to make sure that your return on investment is protected. See, both studying and working abroad can be a costly endeavor. You need to spend money to be able to get into the country, study over there, get the postgraduate work permit, or to directly go there for work. You need to be able to show them that you have what it takes and they don't have enough people in that country with that expertise. Obviously, this does not come cheap. Now, the least we can do is to go for countries where we know our money, our return on investment is protected. And that's what I'm talking about in this video. Two countries have shown absolutely zero support to both international students and workers. And I'm going to be talking about those for the future. The first country on my list is the UK. There have been so many immigration-based changes in the UK in the last 6 months. In fact, in the last 1 or 2 years, everything that they're doing, both for students who are coming in, whether they're legal migrants or illegal migrants, and even for workers who are coming in, that simply go to show that they're not going to be supporting you in the future. Let me give you a couple of examples. Number one, the duration of the post-study work permit, which used to be 2 years, and it's currently also is 2 years for masters and 3 years for the PhD. After you finish your studies, you can work. However, now this duration is being reduced towards 18 months. So it's going to be only 1.5 years. Now, this is especially from January 2027, but the rules are becoming more and more stringent from next year itself. January 2026, what's happening is that now you need at least a B2 level of English to be able to work in the UK. So even though you may have studied there, if you don't have the B2 level, you won't be able to work. The skilled worker visa holders minimum salary has also been raised now to £41,700 per annum. If you're making anything lesser, you're not even eligible to go onto this visa anymore. This is much higher than the earlier number. And in 2024, they already banned students from bringing their dependents with them unless you're going for a PhD, that is. Due to some of these reasons, visa applications to the UK have significantly dropped, especially when India is being concerned. Let's not even talk about the tuition expenses, living expenses, which are touching an all-time high in the UK. The weather is not great. I mean, culture is great, but I don't know how much of it is left in the UK. If you could know about politically what's happening over there. Only 5% of the international students, 5%, this is not just me making up the number, you can search about it. Only about 5% of the international students are able to get jobs after graduation, which is insane. 95% are not even getting jobs, they're coming back. And now to get an ILR, permanent residence, instead of 5 years, they're talking about making it 10 years. So you have to stay in the UK for 10 years, contribute socially, not only, you should not just be a good worker, you should also be involved in NGOs and all kinds of things essentially. Without it, they're saying we won't give you an ILR. Don't get me wrong, UK universities still are some of the best in the world, but with that said, both the working environment in the UK and support from the government on the front of immigration, which happens after you study, is simply not there anymore. And with that and the pressure of finding a job and the rise in costs, people are being forced to come back, even after investing the life savings into the UK. And that's why I would recommend to steer clear of the UK, at least for the upcoming 1 or 2 years. Now, I understand some of you might already be stuck in the UK, and you might want to look into pathways like the Global Talent Visa, which can help you get a PR in 3 to 5 years. For those people, you can reach out to my team on WhatsApp, and we'll let you know how you may already be eligible in certain cases. But if you're not already in the UK, please don't go. The second country on my list is Canada. Canada used to be the most student-friendly country out there until now. In 2024, they released something called as a student cap. Means that the maximum number of students who can come in to study in Canada are now limited. The student cap was more than 350,000 students in 2024. It reduced to almost 300,000 students in 2025. And the next year cap is close to 150,000 students. Over the next 2 years after that, 2026 and 7, this cap is set to reduce further and further. The government has already made an official statement on that. And that isn't the worst of it either, by the way. There's worse. Trust me. Canadian government, once they realize that the US is doing all these things with the H1B, that they are tightening their rules about the H1B, they said, you know what, H1Bs, you don't feel safe in the US, we want you to come to Canada essentially. And that's why they are releasing more pathways so that these experienced, talented people can come to Canada. Sounds great, right? I mean, more job opportunities for those people. But what's happening with the people who are already in Canada? Well, guess what? It's been less than a week that they released this pathway for these H1Bs, and they're talking about how they're going to give permanent residence to the workers in Canada. However, the people who are already working on legitimate work permits for the last 5 years, many of them, their families have been disrupted. How? 2,600 plus visas have been cancelled in Canada yesterday for the people who are originally working on the OINT work permit. They're not taking any new applications for the reason of fraud and security essentially. These people who were hardworking people for the last 5 years, plumbers, electricians, educated people essentially, on top of which, by the way, IT people, many of them have lost their jobs. Why? Simply because the government chose to label them as fraudulent people, even though they've been legitimately working in Canada and building a life for themselves over there. These people are now on the streets. As you can see, they are protesting, they are rioting, and it's a peaceful protest. They're just saying that we want the government to come talk to us and listen to us. See, we have all the documents. Interview us. Check our documentation. Check our files. They are in uniforms. Yet, these people are not getting justice. They're not exactly able to start working anymore, and they are on a illegal status essentially all of a sudden in Canada, a country which they call home for the last 5 years. On top of this, by the way, international students, if you're thinking of going to Canada, make sure you know this: 74% of the visas that Indian students have applied for in 2025 till now rejected. 74%. I'm not even kidding. It is an insanely high number. And because of these reasons, I would steer clear of Canada. If you are already in Canada, by the way, I still might have a solution for you that can help you shift to the US. You can speak to my team on WhatsApp. You can reach out. We'll send you visa cheat sheets when you sign up on YMGrad.com. You can do that. You can take a look at all the pathways available to you, and there are pathways available to you. But if you have the option, avoid Canada at least for the next 1 or 2 years. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you like the content. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, and you can subscribe to the YouTube channel so that I can make more content for you. And until next time, of course, goodbye and take care.